Hello everybody. I hope everybody's had a great day. I wanted to make a video on Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge, Catherine, a Queen in Waiting. Thank you for everybody who is watching today, and I want to thank you for all the new subscribers. All right, just a few things that Catherine has done lately. Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, to give Bedtime Story the royal treatment for children's TV show. Bedtime stories are getting the royal treatment as Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, is set to read for One Children's Television on Sunday, putting a spotlight on young people's mental health and well-being. She is the most beautiful and natural young lady. I heard that Meghan was asked if she wanted to do it, but I guess since there was no money involved for her, that was something that she had no interest in doing. But I know it was mentioned yesterday, I believe by Neil Sean, that she's looking to do something now similar, but of course not with the CBs. So let's move on. This takes place from February the 7th to February 13th. And there's a lot of other famous people like Reese Witherspoon, Ed Sheeran, Dolly Parton, and many other people who have done these type of stories for them in the past. Catherine has opted to read Jill Tomlinson's The Owl, Who is Afraid of the Dark, according to a BBC press release. Now, I'm kind of surprised that I think they're linked to the BBC, that they're working with them again after that little documentary that they put out regarding the royal family, but focusing on the two brothers. It tells a tale of a baby barn owl, Plop, who grows in confidence and overcomes his fears with the help of others. Highlighting the importance of Children's Mental Health Week, show organizers said in the release that this year both children and adults are being encouraged to consider how they have grown emotionally, while understanding that encountering difficulties can help them to mature and adapt. It's also very important that kids feel supported, and their mental health is can be so fragile at a young age that when they're growing and they're developing their own self-confidence, it's important for encouragement and to make them feel confident in themselves. And not every child is fortunate enough to come from a good family or to have a wonderful family upbringing or even come from a stable, loving home. So I think this is something that she is passionate about, and she understands that I think especially through her brother-in-law, that your mental health, even as a child, can be in need of therapy, and otherwise you kind of become trapped and stuck. And I think she witnessed that through Harry and also her brother, who had suffered some mental health issues and dealt with some depression, which many people deal with, and even many more in the last couple of years because of all the social distance. But I think Catherine really cares about the children, and she understands that she and William are very lucky and that they have a lot of privilege that other people don't have. But I think she's highlighting that something that everybody has the ability to do, and if a family can't buy books, they can certainly visit a library or check some out from the kids' school and read books with kids. I used to love sitting down. My husband and I have 4 children, and I loved reading to them and spending time and finding out what they were interested in, and being able to select books that were interesting to them, but also more importantly, selecting books that had a moral behind it, something that they could learn, and we can reinforce the virtues of self-confidence and having courage and treating people with compassion and kindness and standing up for others. All of these important things that we learned as a child and hopefully carry into adulthood. I think somewhere along the line, Harry has forgotten those traits that his family has taught him, and I know that he was taught those things, but I think his thinking is a little bit askew. It's such a special and relevant tale and perfectly represents this year's Children's Mental Health Week theme. I can't wait to see her deliver her own take on such a classic story, and I'm sure our audience can't either. Children's Mental Health Week, again 2022 in the UK, Growing Together, from the 7th to the 13th. Schools, youth groups, organizations, and individuals across the UK will take part in Children's Mental Health Week. This year's theme is Growing Together. And might I also say, if you're someone who is retired, if you don't volunteer and go out and are a part of something, I enjoy volunteer for the American Red Cross and for local schools. And my husband and I were a faith formation teacher for like a dozen years. But it's important to get out and be able to give back. I think it gives you a sense of self-worth, accomplishment. It makes you feel good to give back to others. But you can contact a local school, especially elementary, primary school, and talk to them about coming in to volunteer your time for a reading circle, or even to mentor to help children learn to read. Not everybody has that same support at home, so it's very valuable to them and helps a teacher because they have so many students to be able to go around and spend some additional time maybe with some of those children that don't get story time at home. So something to think about. Kate takes over from Harry as Royal Rugby patron. I think it just shows what type of person Kate is, because she was wanting to talk to the cousins and family members and see how they felt about her taking this over. I'm sure people might have thought that other people might have been better to take this over, but we know of her and Williams and even their oldest son's love of football and how much they enjoy the games. And I think that there couldn't have been a better person picked. And if you've seen the videos online or haven't, I encourage you to go and watch those. She works out a little bit with some females and then with some of the professional players. But she is so sporty and fun, and she lights up, and you can tell that she enjoys getting out there and being physical and moving, and I think that they all just fell in love with her, and there could be no better patron than Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge. Let's see what else we have. She becomes the figurehead for both Rugby Football Union and Rugby Football League. The Duchess commented how the commented on how the two sports organizations help in bringing communities together and helping individuals flourish. Prince Harry handed back the honorary roles when he stepped down as a working member of the royal family. And I hope you didn't miss the video yesterday where it was announced that the Queen is looking to replace Harry as Counselor of State and Andrew as well. But we were all so stunned and just overjoyed to see Catherine play the piano at her Christmas broadcast. It was called A Royal Carols Christmas Together at Christmas, and it was a 1-hour special dedicated to the unsung heroes who went above and beyond to support others during the pandemic. And the broadcast was on Christmas Eve on ITV at 7:30, and I watched it and just had tears in my eyes. But one of the things that I noticed was the song that they selected, so we know that she was in charge of this, and she accompanied the singer-songwriter Tom Walker on the piano, and the name of the song was For Those Who Can't Be Here. And I could only think about our loved ones that we've lost, that have passed on, but I especially thought about Her Majesty the Queen and how it must be very sad for her without her beloved husband, and almost as if that song might have been picked especially for her. And sorry, I'm getting a little choked up about it, but we were surprised that she played the piano. She grew up playing the piano, and then she switched over to playing the flute and began singing. She was also involved in musicals growing up, but she's multi-talented and also has the physicality to get out there and be involved in sports. I love that she was a student athlete. I think that getting our children involved in music and sports teaches them about sportsmanship, a teamwork experience, and just encourages a lot of those positive things that we want to instill in our children. And it said that Catherine Kate Middleton's piano views received over 15 million views, but it was absolutely lovely. And then we had Catherine, who looked like extra royal in a stunning gold dress at the James Bond premiere. And I thought Charles, Camilla, William, and Catherine, but Catherine just stole the show. And the way that she and William looked at each other, these are two people that are madly in love, but most of all have respect for one another. And when she's out at public appearances, Catherine always follows royal protocol, making sure that she's a step behind William. And it's not that it's an old-fashioned thing, but that's what you do. It's part of royal protocol, and something that always bothered me about Meghan and how she wanted to walk out ahead of Harry, and she thought she had to be first, and that people were there to see her. Catherine understands that that they're there to see the royal family, and while she is part of that, she allows her husband to be in the spotlight when they attend events together, and she has respect for him to do that. Here's a little bit larger picture, but she is just so lovely. It said that while she may not be a movie star in the traditional sense, but she absolutely lit up the red carpet premiere of the long-delayed James Bond movie, No Time to Die. This Jenny Packham dress. Catherine wears the clothes. She doesn't let the clothes wear her like Meghan does. And I'm sorry to compare the two, but Meghan never seems to have her outfits tailored. They always just look as if they were thrown on. But Catherine understands that it's important to represent the monarchy, look well, be beautiful, stand out, but just to have things fit so that they look like they've been custom made for you. Their beautiful Christmas card instead of the other couples from California who I think was photoshopped to death. But Catherine Middleton, Prince William released their annual royal Christmas card, and this was when they were over in Jordan. Catherine's father, as an airline pilot, was stationed there for a period of time. So I think when she was about second grade, they lived there, and she loved it, and she wanted to take the children there on a getaway vacation and be able to share some of the things that she loved about it there. But they're absolutely gorgeous, and I wonder sometimes if they'll have another child, but I know that she was very sick during her pregnancies, and I had the same condition throughout all of mine that she did, but it's well worth it. But it's just very difficult when you're going through it, because it's you can't control when you're going to be sick and all that. And I know that she's taken on so many additional roles since the Queen has gotten older and since the Prince of Edinburgh has died. So I don't know if that's something they feel that now is the right timing for, but if not, they have 3 beautiful children. So there's been a lot of talk about the Oscars, and I'll just say this. I did go and research and found a posting that had just been posted within a few hours. Everybody was saying that Meghan, I read articles that she was going to be a presenter, that she was asked to come, and that they may not go because Harry didn't want to face Kristen Stewart, who starred in the movie The Spencers. But I'm telling you, and I saw the movie, and it focused on one small period of Diana's life. I didn't personally find it very entertaining, but of course I want to watch it because I always loved Princess Diana and was always interested in anything that's made about her. Excuse me, I'm letting my little doggy down. But anyway, the articles or publishers that had talked about Meghan possibly going there, again, I think it's just puff pieces, because those were the ones that typically write positive stories about Harry and Meghan anyway. So I don't think that they've been invited. And they always put the opposite out there too, saying that, you okay? That, they may not go because of Kristen Stewart, but that's because I don't think they've been invited. Why would they be? They're not movie stars, and they're celebrities in their own mind, and they're not accepted by Hollywood. When will this take place? The Oscars will be, the 94th Oscars are set to take place on Sunday, March the 27th. It will be televised live and on free to air televised live and free to air. So the host this year, after 3 years without having a host, the difficult task has been given to 2 hosts instead of 1. Here you go, sweetie. Widely admired and presumably controversy-free. Sorry, my little one had one of those little greenie bones, and I think got a little bit choked. Actors Tracy Ellis Ross and Leslie Jordan. And I don't think Marion Hagen, I'm so sorry, that Meghan and Harry were invited. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed watching this. This is a short one, but I want to just make sure that I'm also including the positive things that the royal family is doing. And again, well wishes and prayers go out to Prince Charles, since he is dealing with COVID again for the 2nd time, and then also Her Majesty. I hope that she begins feeling better, and my heart just goes out because I feel like that there's so much sadness and this isolation, and especially having to kind of cancel their Christmas with the big family gathering. I feel like that she is just missing her husband even more, and I know it's got to be difficult for her. I can just see that, that she's carrying that sense of loss and sadness with her. But everyone have a great weekend, and I'll be back very soon. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and share if you think somebody else